What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 squeeze stocks to add to your watch list for this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all that, but first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points. So Monday is a holiday, so it's a shorter week, just in case you didn't know. But aside from that, Wednesday, February the 21st, FOMC meeting minutes. So as what has happened in the past, that typically does cause a lot of volatility because you'll see their true stance on rate cuts. And I think that is what the market, or I guess has been the driving factor with the market, because people are anticipating, hey, look, we have good data. The Feds are going to be cutting in May versus maybe their true stance is going to be the second half of 2024. We'll just have to sit tight and wait, but this nonetheless is going to cause a lot of volatility. And then aside from that, though, is just initial jobless claims and then a lot of Fed speakers throughout the week. So a lot of volatility most likely, and I think going into next week, we're starting to lose the positive momentum that we once had because of CPI and also PPI, and I guess essentially as well, retail sales not necessarily coming in line with the forecast. But companies unveiling their earnings, very much consumer related. So you have good old Walmart, Home Depot, and then as well, you do have NVIDIA. So NVIDIA definitely, if they give very good future guidance, you are going to see more of a continuation as well in the broader market. Then you have Rivian, you have Lucid. So those are some EV linked stocks as well. So a lot of volatility regardless, but if data is very positive, especially more so with NVIDIA giving good earnings and the FOMC meeting minutes, then you're going to have shorts on edge, in turn closing out some of their shares. That's just my own interpretation, of course, but getting right to it, I'm going to be going over the top 5 stocks plus one bonus one, and I'm going to go based on short score, not the short interest. So kind of just be aware of that. So stock number 5 is PureCycle Technologies, tickers PCT. You can always pause this, read through it. This is what they are all about. So the company profile. But over the last 1 year, it is down 20.42%. In 2024, up 39.51%. And on Friday, nil. So it didn't really do all that much. But the data points, that's why it's on here. 36,000 shares were increased on Friday. 38.81% of the free float is being shorted. 38.02 million shares overall are being shorted. And cost of borrow average is right here, 36.85%. So somewhat high. Utilization is 98.94, and short score, which once again, that's where I'm kind of basing this whole video off of, because short score, the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, but short score is 94.78%. So kind of interesting stuff overall. So let me know your thoughts. Actually, on a side note, while over here, so through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate around 150,000 shares available to be shorted. A lot of the stocks I'm going to be talking on, shorts are kind of overextended somewhat. Take that with a grain of salt. But moving on to stock number 4, my favorite squeeze stock, and that is Beyond Meat, ticker is BYND. Over the last 1 year, down 58.65%. In 2024, down 20.56%, and on Friday it went down 2.62%. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know what Beyond Meat does, but this is what they do. So once again, pause it, read through it, whatever else. Utilization is at 100%, short score 95.27. It is on the threshold list, and I believe last time I did talk on Beyond Meat, I really questioned, I'm like, why the hell is it not on the threshold list? So it looks like it's been on the threshold list for, looks like, where is it, since February the 12th. So as what you've seen in the past, these big kind of marks right here, it tends to stay on the threshold list for a while without any intervention. Typically, though, I believe it's supposed to be 13 days of any company being on the threshold list. This is where the SEC is supposed to step in. But as I've said in the past, nothing really happens. On Friday, shorts were returning about 51,000 shares. 37.58% of the free float is being shorted, which that does work out to be 23.18 million shares overall are being shorted. And cost of borrow average is 475.18%, and the max being 656 0.41%. And right now through Interactive Brokers, around 20,000 shares is available to be shorted. So pretty interesting stuff when it comes down to that. Moving on to stock number 3, that is Lexicon Pharmaceuticals, tickers LXRX. Over the last 1 year, down 39.47. In 2024, it is up 107.84%. So pretty epic stuff for that. And on Friday, down 11.17. On a side note, if you're looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as press releases, SEC filings, transcripts from previous earnings, everything that you ever need to know about a company, even whether they've done a reverse stock split in the past or not, such as this company doing one in 2015, a 1-for-7, you get to find out everything that you need to know. So take advantage of Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a 7-day free trial for you in the description below, so definitely take advantage of that. But this company, you can always, once again, read through all of this. This is what they do. So a biotech company. Biotechs have started to get more and more shorted over the last little bit as the market has been rallying. On Friday though, shorts did return about 242,000 shares. 24.33% of the free float is being shorted, and 23.91 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 219.21 and utilization is 98.17. If you ever do have any questions about any of the numbers that I'm talking on or what I'm blabbing about, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. I can definitely break it down and go over anything that you need. But starting off, or I guess right here, so 9,000 shares is available to be shorted through Interactive Brokers. So once again, kind of limited supply. Moving on to stock number 2, Sirius, tickers SIRI. So especially when I've gone based on the short score, Sirius has been number 1 time and time again. So it is good to see that they're kind of getting off of that number 1 spot. So over the last 1 year, it is up 4.12%, 2024 down 12.25%, and on Friday didn't do anything whatsoever. This is what they do. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know what Sirius does, but just again, if you don't, you can always read through that. On Friday, shorts returned about 516,000 shares. 25.99% of the free float is being shorted, which that does work out to be 162.28 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is 51.67%. Utilization is 95.03, and through Interactive Brokers, short availability does indicate around 400,000 shares available to be shorted. And finally, moving on to stock number 1, DNMR Scientific, ticker is DNMR. So on Friday, it did go down 11.97%. Over the last 1 year, down 55.6%. And in 2024, kind of flat, but still, regardless, positive. So 0.1 or 0.98%. So kind of good stuff for that. This is what they do. Specialty chemicals industry, so that subsection. And right now on Friday, shorts did return about 103,000 shares. 25.33% of the free float is being shorted. 22.75 million shares overall are being shorted. And cost to borrow average is 215.25%. And I'm sure some of you might be wondering, why is every stock that you're covering, why did shorts return some shares on Friday? Well, it goes back to what I mentioned at the very beginning. Long weekend. Usually no short or anyone wants to hold anything over the long weekend. A lot could happen, good, bad, and the ugly. And definitely if it is good for the broader market, that would really be detrimental for shorts. And plus they would be accumulating and charged throughout the whole time. So not necessarily advantageous unless they know they have like a 100% guarantee that they're going to make their money, which right now in the market, there is no ever 100% guarantee. Moving on to my bonus stock. So I've gone through the top 5 stocks. Now I will go over my bonus stock, and that is right here. And that is Golden Heaven Group Holdings Limited, ticker is GDHG. So on Friday, it went down 1.87%. Looks like year to date in 2024, it is down 30.98%. Looks like it hasn't been trading for a year, if I have that correctly. So over the last 6 months, it is down 84.22%. So this stock definitely has been massacred, and that's more of an understatement. Once again, just kind of pause it, read through it. It is based out of China, so I'm sure that has a lot to do with why it is going down. But regardless, it is on this list because it does have technically the linked to consumers. So a lot of companies are unveiling their earnings this week that is linked to retail. So I do feel like it could get a nice piggybacking off of that as well. Just it's very much heavily shorted. But moving on though, looking at some of the data on Friday, shorts did increase 52,000 shares. 52.85% of the free float is being shorted. 919,000 shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is 270.29%. And through Interactive Broker short availability, around 9.3 million shares is available to be shorted. So this is where things get very messed up. As you can kind of see through Interactive Brokers, there's a ton of shares available to be shorted. Right here through obviously the shares on loan, there's 2.25 million. So automatically that is messed up, and it gets even more messed up because even if you look over here, their free float right now shares is 1.74 million. So how can there be so many shares available? That's really messed up. So of course, that's a fair indication that there's going to be a lot of naked shorting when it comes to this company. So all in all, definitely it could squeeze. Likelihood of any stock squeezing is very low, but once again, this is why I said add a lot of these to your watch list, because you never know when one of these stocks will have their time in the sun and massively squeeze. Over the last 2 weeks, give or take, there's been a good handful of stocks just running up like 1,000%, 1,300%, crazy stuff. But it can be done. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. But one final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with MULN MULN, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Take advantage of this. Link in the description below or the comments. So with all that said, appreciate all of you watching, and hopefully you have a good long weekend.